Give me a D and a G. It's the Dunga Show. It's the Dunga Show.
Welcome to the Dog and Gus Show.
Now on Be Kind Radio.
I don't know, man. Don't look at me like that.
I don't know. I said everybody ready, and you're ready. And
Jace
Carillo is here with us. How are you?
Hello. All good. All good. Getting cold here in Montreal, but listen, it's perfect. Like it's all right. Like it was time. Yeah, I guess. Time flies. It's been almost 10 winters since I came here, and I guess I got used to. No, I think you never get used to that.
Well, I wouldn't think so. I mean, you're Venezuelan, right? Like, so that would be a slightly different weather, I would suspect.
Oh yeah, it's 30, 35 the whole year. Definitely.
Slightly different.
It's not that fun as it sounds, because sometimes you really you miss the cool weather, at least, you know. But yeah, we have rain and sun. That's it.
Well, in January, maybe we'll have a different conversation.
Yeah. I can imagine that would be quite the, the first year you were here did you come straight to Montreal from Venezuela?
Yes, I came straight to Montreal. I had an aunt, I have my aunt who lives here since like a bunch of years ago, like 40 years ago or something. And I came to this country because of her, and I fell in love with Canada. I found so many ways to maybe open my eyes to the world. I don't know how to say it, but it's like I kind of like saw the possibility to grow as an artist, as a person, and well, here I am. I didn't speak any language. I didn't speak English or French. It was all here, and now I have a daughter. I have a family. Like life keeps going, and well, here I am.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, I got to say that your English is much better than my Spanish. Is it Spanish in Venezuela?
Yes.
We'll see by the end of this podcast how it develops.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, claro que sí. You have to say claro que sí.
Claro que sí?
Claro que sí. Yeah.
Claro que sí.
Claro que sí.
What does that mean?
Of course, yes.
Oh, okay, yes.
That's what it means.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nice.
So tell us about growing up in Venezuela. Like, what kind of sounds filled your house when you were growing up, music-wise?
Well, in Venezuela, Venezuela is like at the north of South America, so it's like we grab all this culture from South America, but also because we are really at the north, Venezuela, it's like one of the first countries in that Caribbean zone. So we adopted that culture as well. So we are like a mix. We're café con leche and a mix of many things. So we have these African rhythms, but also really Aborigine rhythms. So it all mixes well. And I guess because of that, we like a lot what is merengue, salsa, and Afro rhythms. We also have like our own folk music, which is like made with like an ukulele, but it's called cuatro, arpas, which is a harp, and maracas. And like with that, we make what is called música criolla, which is again this old folk music from Venezuela. But I grew up listening to merengue, salsa, and all of these rhythms, while my passion kind of like developed towards the gospel and the R&B at the same time. Like I was this kid that loved music in any way, but that I always felt that passion for singing in English, even if I didn't speak the language, even if I didn't know what I was saying or what I was trying to emulate. Like I felt this passion for these blues chords and these rhythms that weren't at all Latin, you know?
Cool.
Did you find did you get music from other places? Like, did you get music from the U.S. as well, and took some of that as well into what you
in a way, yes, because when I was growing up, I could see my parents, my grandparents, my family like dancing music in English, and they didn't know what it meant, you know, and they were just enjoying that. Of course, it was global. It had a big impact in the world, and and I loved that. But then when I was a teenager, I got into this gospel choir, which it's definitely not a thing in Venezuela. Like you don't find that. And it was someone that wanted to like create this how you say homage, you say, like, not like honoring
Yeah,
the
a homage,
yeah,
an homage.
a
Yeah,
homage,
yeah.
yeah, exactly, an
Mhm.
homage for the gospel culture, you know, gospel choir culture. So I got into that and I started singing and I started just watching videos and trying to learn as much as I could. And then I started writing songs for God and like and for all this culture, but I started doing it in Spanish as well. And then I started like discovering this world of music and where it came from, the blues, the gospel culture, and how it evolved into R&B and more pop influences, right, in the Anglo world. And for me, no one taught me that. I kind of like I learned on my own, and then I came to Canada uh, already when I was like 22 years old, and and by then I was like, okay, I'm ready to sing this, you know, I'm ready to sing more R&B and all of this. And then people were like, where's a Latin flavor, where's a you know, where are you living this? And I'm like, it was a point in my life where I was like, okay, I somehow I need to find a bridge between both things, right? Both worlds. And that created Jace.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that, like, because music, I find it so universal. It doesn't matter, because my mom listened to the Gypsy Kings a lot as a kid, so I would hear,
That's nice.
you know, Spanish music, but I didn't know the words. I just
Mhm.
loved the way it sounded and the way it made me feel. So I think that's a cool thing because, you know, even if you don't understand language, you understand music, and music is sort of like for everybody,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Somehow, music in Spanish is like always a celebration. Somehow, like you feel the joyfulness in what you hear, and like it makes you want to dance because it's like it's energetic, right? In many ways. But we tend to think that that's it. And I think with the years we've seen how the Latin music, for example, have like evolved and somehow diversified, and not only in rhythms but also in terms of like what people are singing. And it's not because it wasn't like that before. It is because now it's global. Now it connects with other audiences that don't speak Spanish, and that they appreciate the music, like my parents, like my uncles, like when I was a child, you know, with the Anglo music. But now the tables turned somehow. And um and uh what I was saying, yeah, i think uh I think now people are discovering the language and the topics that other artists can bring on the table as well, and not only Bad Bunny or Luis Fonsi. Like we're seeing now beyond, and that's cool.
That is cool.
It's very cool. It's because the two of us really like we celebrate like pretty much every style of music. We don't say no to listening to any of it. And it's fun when you kind of incorporate it. And you come to Montreal of all places, right? Is there a Latin community there for you to go sing
Yeah,
in?
yeah, there's a Latin community. Like here I've learned how to, not because I'm not proud to be Venezuelan, but I've learned how to not necessarily raise my flag of Venezuelan and say like I'm a Venezuelan guy. I've learned that here the Latin community unifies in a way that we don't care about where you're coming from in Latin America anymore. We are now the Latin community, and that's cool too. But there's also a beautiful thing about Montreal, and I guess about Canada itself, and is that when I do a concert or a showcase here, um, the audience not necessarily is going to be Latin. The audience is multicultural too, and that makes me change my way to deliver what I do, because I feel like a beautiful opportunity to test and see what it connects beyond the culture, beyond the fact that I'm a Latin guy, or that my music is in Spanish or not. I got the chance to see how it connects with a global market as well, and that's what I appreciate the most about being here. That I know if it works here, it can work anywhere else.
It's true. It's true.
I think
Yeah.
because we know, I think Montreal is a very good choice.
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
so.
for
I
that,
think
it's,
I think Ottawa is a little bit more. We're a little bit more resistant
Buttoned
to.
up.
Yeah, we're just a little bit more. Just very. I don't know if I'm gonna like this stuff.
Some, not us.
Not all of not everybody, but it is changing here because we do have a diverse music population here as well. So it's kind of
I'm sorry, that was my
don't worry
daughter.
about it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's nice to see, and Montreal is definitely a good place to get yourself like ingrained in Canadian culture.
Yes.
Well, yes, I haven't had the chance to do a tour in Canada. I perform in Toronto, in Montreal, but I can't wait to see that and tell you next time, like, hey, you were right or you were wrong. Like I really would like to see how the rest of Canada behaves in that way, because I
We're
feel
never
that
wrong,
this is
though.
a yeah.
We're not wrong.
Well, that's I still think that it's a time where everything is evolving so fast that and even for the Latin music made in Canada, because now there are things that are happening in the industry itself that are opening more doors for music made in Canada. It's not necessarily in English or in French, and that's something to see. I can't wait for the next months and years to see how it evolves, because in the United States, there's a big market. We all know the United States is the number one industry in the world, and whatever works there works everywhere else. And but now there's what we call the U.S. Latin industry as well, and now we see these big personas as Bad Bunny, J Balvin, the ones that you know, right? And
Yeah.
and 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 it happened that it blended with the society. And I feel that it's not to say that now Canada is going to speak Spanish, but it's I'm just saying that there's a big opportunity for Canada to adopt other industries like this, like the Latin industry,
Mhm.
and make it a thing, because it's very profitable.
That's very true. What's the most important lesson this journey to Canada has taught you?
The most important lessons.
Yes.
I think Canada gave me the chance to discover who I want to be, and who I wanna pursue as well, as someone, and and that I couldn't have the chance to develop being in Venezuela. I and what I'm saying is the following. I studied for being an engineer when I was in Venezuela. I graduated as an industrial engineer, and for me it was I guess a cultural lesson as well. Like we all knew back there that being a musician like was harder than being a musician in other countries, because there's no industry at all. So it's mostly it was really there were many caps, so there were no possibilities to develop an artist career back there, and that's something that I always wanted to do. And when I got here, I felt the call, like somehow to do it. I said, like, if I'm so far from home now, and I'm so glad to call home now, this country, I in that moment I felt that I had nothing else to lose but to try. So Canada forced me to not only adapt to languages and to people and to many cultures, but also to pursue what I wanted to be in the future. So it put me in a situation where I was like, there's nothing else for me but to try. That's it. Boom. And the say and error, here I am as an independent artist so far, but I feel stronger than ever, and that's cool.
Yep,
Yes.
for sure it is. Do you find that you need to use the socials? You have to be an expert at the socials, like Instagram and Spotify, to get your stuff out there, to get your message. Doing a podcast, this kind of stuff, right?
That's I think it's excellent. It's important for me, and I have to say thank you for inviting me. Thank you for giving me the this chance to speak and to connect. Because yes, one thing that I find as a beautiful challenge is that I do music in Spanish most of the time, not 100%. I would say like I have some songs in English, I want to make some songs in French, like it's part of me now. But because of that, it becomes harder at a social media level to deliver the message of my songs, and because these songs that I do are telling my story, and they're kind of deep in terms of conversations, like it becomes a challenge to maybe translate it in a way that can connect with the local people here. But sometimes maybe the algorithm thinks that I'm speaking just to a Mexican audience or a Venezuelan audience, and then like doesn't put me out there. So I need to find ways always to reinvent myself and try to see how to create a community locally and also create a community abroad. And that makes like double harder what I have to do, you know. But
Yeah.
I take the challenge. It's something that I knew that I was gonna deal with, and I'm learning on my way. And as an independent artist, the beautiful thing is how you need to learn about what a business does, and you need to understand that there are many departments and there are many ways to deal with different problems. There are different expertises, yes, that you need. And I've been like putting my cap on every situation and try to deal a little bit with everything as a good engineer. And
Yes, of course. Yeah.
but without leading, like I guess what I have to deal with is how not to step, how not to um how to not get in my field of creativity as well. I mean, how to leave space for creation. That's what I meant. Like how I can do so much about business, but then how I need to prioritize my creativity process as well, because I'm an artist. So I guess like dealing with these two sides of the artist career, it's always stressful as an independent artist. But I think I've been preparing myself for this. So I just have to keep going.
Yes, of course.
Agreed.
Your music blends soul, R&B, and pop, but it has Latin energy. So how did that fusion come about?
Yeah. Well, so I see myself, Jace, as the bridge, right? That I was saying. So sometimes I find ways to do what I want, which is getting more into the R&B world. I won't lie. Like I would like. I grew up listening to artists like Justin Timberlake, Neo, Usher, Bruno Mars, and so on, so on. And I've always wanted to do something like this. But then I have the other side of Jace, which is the Latin guy that experience with tropical sounds, and I found that 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 EQ can work on my favor if I know how to put it out in a way that people can feel the tropical sounds, and they can feel the influences of my Latin culture, and also the chance that being in Canada, I can maybe propose to the rest of Latin America and abroad sounds that are not necessarily Latin, because I'm a Canadian guy now too. So
Sure.
yeah. So I want to like take the best out of those two worlds and put them together, even if they're not in the same song. At least there are one song like this, one song like that. We'll see how people react to it. But so far, I fell in love with the Afro pop rhythms. And lately, no, and because of a song that suddenly got in the radio here in Montreal, and like I saw that I discovered something new about myself that in those months, in those moments, and also I see that because the Latin world is evolving so fast, I we're seeing that the diversification of genres is a thing. It's becoming more more like trendy in the industry, let's say, and I feel that I can now propose other rhythms that are not necessarily what we're used to in that world, you know. So there you go with the R&B and the alternative pop and things like that. I think that's the next move in the Latin industry as well.
Well, you've got some pretty good guys that you're kind of following behind, right? Like you've got your Bad Bunny and stuff, and like he's just incredible,
Mm.
And it's good to have somebody go, okay, I see what you're doing, but here's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you kind of go off this way, and you bring in more people, more people to this style and this sound and this vibe.
Yeah, listen, I definitely like I never saw myself as someone that was a fan of Bad Bunny, you know, but I have to say I respect so much what he's accomplished because it takes a whole movement to do what he's doing, and he's putting the pieces together with his artistry and with his capabilities in a way that he's just opening more and more doors for the rest of the Latin community. And that only deserves an applause, you know. And you see the hard work there, and you say, okay, like thanks to what he's accomplished, now I'm able to do this too. And that's something that we, and I say we as part of the Latin community of artists out there, um, we know that there's no bad comment about that, like but to say thanks and to profit of that momentum that that kind of like music made in Spanish is becoming trendy too, and just keep pushing, and that's it. Yeah, and I think of course for me Spanish is my native language, and I always felt in my first years here in Canada, I always felt like, do I have to sing in French? Do I have to sing in English now? Like, how can I be a Ricky Martin or an Enrique Iglesias, you know? And I love that. I really embrace that. I want to get there, but the reality is that it's also a conversation about artistry. You know, what is it more? What connects deeper with you, with your soul, with who you are as an artist? And I just can say that Spanish is my natural way to deliver. So I would lie if I tried to be someone I'm not. And so in my case, it's like little by little, I throw these words in English, throws in French. I kind of like try to collaborate more with artists, local artists in Montreal and in Toronto as well, that can speak in French and English and can teach me, and I teach them, you know, and create that community as well of artists here in Canada where we can cross over and grow this industry itself. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Which song do you feel represents you the most right now?
A song that represents me the most.
Yeah.
You know, this year I've been listening to West Coast vibes, like kind of like folk music, folk pop music, and there's an artist I discovered because I like to discover like artists that we're not used to listen to them, but this artist, his name is Matt Hansen, and he has some songs that are like, wow, like I love the the feeling he brings with the live music he does on those songs. And I saw him live here in Montreal, and that definitely got me to think, okay, I want more of that, you know. His song is called Gravity. It's a song that I recommend, and because it has this cinematic energy, and I know it's not like a known guy, but I think he's about to become one. If not, I would say a good song, uh, El Dia de Jace Carrillo. No,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
yeah, I think I it's not to brag, but it's a song that brought me back to um to believe or to find myself in a way that I know that I can keep going with my artist career. It's a song that made me believe again that I that I can make it in a way, you know. And it's because the last 2 years I had like a many personal moments. I got married. I became a dad, and becoming a father was really challenging. My now wife, she got a tough pregnancy. I felt that I was losing everything for a moment, but then I kind of like I created this song, uh, um, and it became like my anthem during those times. And now on, it's like if I feel that I need that little push, I listen to my own song, because I'm trying to make songs that are timeless, that are not necessarily attached to a moment uh, where we need to say these words and these brands in the song so it sounds cool. It's more like it renews, you know.
And do you feel now that you are a father, do you feel like that's changed your perspective and your idea for writing songs?
Yes, yes, definitely. Look, I became Canadian. Then I was like working so hard on my second album called Phenomena, and at the same time I was working my 9 to 5. So it was a tough moment for me, because you know, in Spanish we say, um, you know, I'm gonna try to translate it, right? Like if you are cooking 2 or 3 rabbits, one is gonna get born, something like that. It says, I don't know why it says about rabbits, but like that's what it
Oh,
says. Like, yeah,
rabbits too.
and I guess what it means is that when you spread too much, you just you're gonna get a burnout, you know. And that's what happened to me. And I lived like a couple of years where I couldn't find myself. I was too stuck in my mind in a big spiral, and trying to understand if I was meant for this or not, or how could I uh, like find my own path without stepping on anyone, or without feeling comparing all the time, you know. And well, during that process, my wife got pregnant. She went to the hospital. We spent like a couple of months, terrible months in there. I thought I was not gonna be a father, but at the end I was. So um, it was a process where it put me in perspective. I just had to practically forget about everything else, and think about life and death, practically, you know. Like it was tough, and at the same time it was so basic. We all, as humans, we forget about the little things. We forget about the most important things, and we worry too much about the noise. And I think now that I can talk about it, that I just got out of that stronger, I can say that I'm learning to cope with the fact that that there's a process, and that you need to enjoy the process and not to focus on the final results. But not only that, but appreciating every day um, as if it was the last, practically. You know, like you need to be grateful for everything you have and everything you've done so far. So that process for me made me um, come out with a new concept about myself and about my music, where now I feel more at ease to tell my stories and to release songs that I never thought I could do. You know, I was so focused on trying to do songs for the industry, for because Bad Bunny singing this, we all need to sing this. I was that kind of guy, and and I think now I just want to be myself. I just want to be Jace. I don't care about the rest. That's my own path, and I'm just competing with myself, I guess.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, you got to be authentic, right? Like there's no other way of doing it. I don't think, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
so winning the 2021 SOCAN Songwriting Prize, like how did that shift things for you?
Well, these are just like, for me, these are affirmations, um, recognitions that tell me keep going, don't quit, um, and give me this boost to keep trying, because as I was saying at the beginning, it's a challenge to be a Latin artist in Canada, um, but I'm learning how to erase those tags and start focusing about the authenticity, and that is what is gonna make me connect with anyone. So I think that these awards, just, they have guided me to understand that what I'm putting out have some value, have some quality. It has some things that are recognized and respected by other peers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I think you've hit it on the head, and you're in the right direction when you're talking about being authentic. Because if you're faking it, we're going to figure it out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if you can't be true to what you're singing about and what you're writing about and stuff, then there's no reason for you to be doing this.
And you can hear it, you can see it too. Um like we're in a noisy world nowadays, and there are millions of artists out there, and there are gonna be more now, and I don't know if in 5 years there are half of them are gonna be AI, and these topics are we need to talk about them now, because humans, and artists come from human experiences, right? And what we need to put out there they need to be the reflect of what we live, of what we believe in, what, like, all these sources that come from within. And I think I'm in a path where I'm finding that for myself, and I'm sticking to that. I can see the light, for myself. So I just hope to talk about these more often, and maybe some other peers, some other artists out there can listen to this, and maybe they can do their own analogy, in terms of what do make them feel more themselves, when they create music, and not just to feel not just to repeat what it's out there and try to monetize, because we forget about that. Yeah, we need to make it a business, but we cannot desperate into just making money and not making art. Yeah, it's a delicate topic, I guess, but
Mhm.
Quite.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
We've had discussions about the AI end of things, and yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh,
weird. It's
it's,
weird.
we could talk about that forever.
There's like versions of songs, like a 50 Cent song that they've done in a soul version, and it's like
it's
Well, you-
crazy.
it is
Yeah.
crazy.
You
Yeah.
can get AI, you can speak into AI, and it'll write the song with your voice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is not only that. What's crazy is how there are no laws that can
Yeah, no
protect the
restrictions.
creators.
Yeah.
And the problem is that you see many songs out there in some DSPs, some digital platforms, and when you see the credits of these AI versions, you see other names or other people attributing themselves the creation of that.
Mhm.
So you think about, wow, what about the original creators of those songs? They're not perceiving any cent of the sense that they give, you know?
Yeah.
And 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 this is becoming a real problem because it means that your work is not protected. Your work is being replicated, transformed, molded, but you're not seeing anything from that
Mhm.
either. Then how can you expect um, for how can you expect an independent artist to succeed and lift a career out of that? You know, for example, like it just becoming too harder and too much harder, and I feel that there are not enough answers out there either. Just people telling you what you need to do, and that's something, that's another topic too. Like as an artist, we're always told what we need to do, what we need to focus on, what we need to work on, seeing the flaws and the things that need to make better. But there's not enough industry executive out there that can be part of a of all the demand of artists that are there too. You know, that there are, what I mean is that you see many stores, but there are not enough um, uh, managers, or there are not enough people that wanna be part of that, of those stores, you know, and work with them, not for them, or not. I'm not saying that they need to do the work. I'm just saying that there are many critics out there, but not enough solutions. Just criticism.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I've always wanted to do like a conversation with artists, you know, and see what they also think about that, because it's easy to get caught in the in the speech of what you need to do, what you need to work on. But yeah, there's other part of the conversation too.
Mhm.
Totally. Yeah. It's true.
No, it's very true. How hard is it for you when you're making an album and you're talking to, like you said, somebody in the industry, music industry, who's not an artist, who's trying to tell you what Jace should be?
And the question was, sorry.
Yeah, like how do you deal with somebody who says, like, somebody who doesn't have any musical experience going, Jace, this is what I see for you. This is the way you should go. You shouldn't be singing about this. You should be doing this.
Yeah, I I developed as I guess because of all the life experiences I've had, I've developed some kind of empathy and a vision for myself and others, where I can put myself in other people's shoes, think like them, and then come back to me and understand the perspective of a conversation, you know, of the topic we're talking about. I think um, I think many have the best of intentions, you know, but um and 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 they know the amount of work that is behind that, what they're saying, but they just throw words that are not significantly realistic, you know, sometimes.
Mhm.
And it's sad because I know that that will be the ideal scenario of what sometimes they tell you, but that's not that's not real. That just creates more frustration for the artist, for example, sometimes.
Mhm.
And for example, like I can't believe um industry peers that they can come and talk to you about content and social media and all of these things, when they don't work for their own social media brands either, you know, because nowadays we all need to work on social media. Like either you are an artist or an entrepreneur or an executive. I think it's important, um, because it's how the world works. So I understand sometimes uh, the work behind it, but like it would be nice for an artist to see someone that is telling you what to do when they are doing when they are on their way to do so too, when they're actually practicing what they preach. You know,
Yeah.
that's important. That creates um, more authenticity. No, I'm trying to find for the word, but I what I mean is like that would make me absorb better the information that they're giving me. You know,
Yeah, of
instead of
course.
just listening to the words and then I see and then I'm like, okay, but you're not. Oops. The little one is it's out there,
She's got
but
something to say.
It's all good.
yeah,
It's all
yeah,
good.
they're just like, yeah, that.
Yeah, yeah.
You go, Dad, Dad, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just what I mean is that we need more people that can try the things they are saying and they are preaching, so then we can all work together on the same topics. We can have a clear conversation about things, you know, because I've been to so many conferences, to so many events as a good artist that is trying to connect with others, you know, because the music industry, it's mostly about connections. That's a reality. And I feel that in those moments I just hear egocentrism, or hear people talking about what they read on ChatGPT. You know, like, I don't know, so many things that I'm like, okay, thank you for the information, I take note of it, I reinforce the thoughts that I had, and I take it or leave it, you know. But I when I try to see what they do as well, I kind of like come to the conclusion that they don't know deeply what they're saying either, you know. They also need to practice what they preach,
Yeah.
and see it from another perspective.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
What inspires you outside of music? Like, what fills your creative work?
What inspires my music?
Well, outside of music.
Outside of music, yeah. Well, as a songwriter, it's important that we live experiences. Like, we need to put ourselves out there, and I'm someone that likes to I guess to take myself out of comfort zones, and try to be participant in different activities and different things that can make me learn more from others, from places, from life experiences itself, and I take that as a learning process to write songs. I think when someone comes to me and tells me that, oh, but, like, you know, I my life is great, I don't have anything to write about because I'm feeling great. That has happened to me, and I cannot believe it, because, and I mean, and that could be a topic of conversation as well in a song, but I just can't believe someone that can be neutral, um, about, I mean, or being plain about life itself. I think we all live experiences and things that can mark us and can make us talk about a topic, you know. And I think I couldn't talk about things that I haven't lived, but I could put myself, just as an actor, I can put myself in a situation that can make me feel things that then I can use to talk about. Um, like, maybe an actor hasn't lost his mom, but he has to do that scene, and he needs to find a feeling of sadness somewhere, and lost, so he can represent it in the job that person is doing. And I think I try to do that in my songs. I try to put myself in those situations and think like if I was there. But yeah, but I try, lately, these last 2 years, I've been trying just to kind of like use music as a therapy, because of all the life experiences that I've had, and the perspective that I've got from it and what I've learned from. I now use it as a way to find messages that can help me heal, or in that case, maybe help others heal through my music. So yeah, not to get dramatic or anything, but like
It's art.
I just yeah.
Art is drama. Yeah. And
But
therapy. Music is
yeah,
therapy. So
yeah, and I think sometimes the deepest messages are the ones that are left in the surface somehow. Like they don't have to be too profound and specific. They just need to say the right things that can like trigger in you a thought or imagination. You know.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, you said, to get outside your comfort zone. I think you did that with no problems, like moving from Venezuela to Canada. And
Yeah.
I understand that you moved here because you have family here. Was there ever a consideration being anywhere else, like leaving Venezuela and say, like somewhere in the United States?
Well, I actually I've always wanted to go to Mexico. Like I feel that Mexico breathes music somehow. It's well, I think for Latin America, Mexico it's like the giant, you know, in terms of musicality. The artists that come out of Mexico are the ones that can tour the entire Latin America, and they have big audiences, and it's because it's an audience that they see through the mask, and they see through the artist, and they kind of like they can judge life and say like, yes, this is a real artist, or no, this is just studio artist. Like I've seen it, and I value that a lot. It creates kind of like, it makes you think that they are educated musically, and I like that in my case, you know. Um I try to do music that I know that can work out there, and maybe one day do a tour in Mexico that that is gonna be appreciated by them. You know, I hope so. I
It
love
will
Mexico.
happen. It will
Yeah, it will
happen. No
happen. It
more
will happen.
no more hope. Just put it out there and it'll
Put
come,
it out
buddy.
there.
Yeah.
I know. Manifesting. I'm manifesting.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Uh,
That's right.
yeah. But
How do
I
you say
actually got the
manifest
chance.
in Spanish actually?
Um, it comes from manifestar. Manifestar is a verb.
Manifestar.
Yeah. Estoy manifestando. It would be.
Manifestando.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Such a
Yeah.
beautiful language, man.
Yeah, right.
It's the best. I love Spanish.
and
I gotta learn it actually.
and I got the chance to go to Mexico, and I was manifesting that for many years, and I got the chance to go this year to Mexico and sing for a Festival de la Música, they call it, music festival celebrating the International Day of Music itself, and they do this festival in Puebla every year, and they invited me to go and sing as it was the Alliance Française, the French
Alliance.
like institute, yeah, alliance,
Mhm.
and they invited me as a Latin French speaker from Canada. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it.
So cool.
I was really excited. Yeah, yeah,
See,
and well, you know,
you've already manifested this. It's already coming,
yeah,
you know? It's coming, bro.
yeah. Like I got a taste of what singing in Mexico was like, and I loved it so much. It's like it was an adrenaline moment, you know. I couldn't wait to go back. So we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
big plans.
It's awesome.
Just
Yeah.
keep them big, and get bigger.
Huge.
Hooch.
Yeah,
Um,
there are, for me, touring in Canada, touring in Mexico. Those are big, big things that I look for the upcoming months, and well, I hope, hopefully, I'll partner with the right people to do this and make it reality. You know.
That's awesome.
Do you find, like, when you first moved to Montreal, did you have your aunt help you to find like local clubs that you could play the music? Did you do in?
Um, Listen, there are, you know, especially during summer
Mhm.
and the months where we know that everybody's out there celebrating. You can find many events and many locals that they do this live music and Latin music as well. But I guess, you know, I've tried to think about that, and I guess my music is meant not for clubs necessarily or bars, which it could work, but it's mostly for, let's say, when you're driving, when you are going from Montreal to Toronto, when you or back, or when you are when you're going to Ottawa, and you wanna, in those moments where you're just driving, or you're in the bus, you're in any kind of transportation you can imagine, like that's when Jace goes well, I think. Or even I have friends that they love to listen to my music when they're running, or like almost before meditation, almost like it's kind of like a music that can set the vibe for you to find yourself, kind of. Yeah.
I like that.
So yeah,
Set the
it came
vibe.
with the years. I didn't know. It's something that I've been discovering lately too.
It's cool. Constantly discovering new stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
What's your coffee order?
Latte with oat milk. Yeah, that's my thing.
Or we're
Yeah.
talking about the latte again.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes double espresso it works as well. It depends on the day.
Gets you going. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
pick me up.
He's giving me that look because I don't drink coffee. So he's kind of
Oh
like,
no way!
yeah, it's
No.
true. There are people out there who don't drink
He
coffee.
drinks tea. He drinks tea.
I drink tea.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry to disappoint.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. I understand.
It's fair.
But
It's
life
like-
is better
you're
with
like
a coffee.
It's like you're. I mean, a lot of people, more people drink tea in the world than coffee. So
Yeah,
I mean, but coffee's great. Coffee's lovely.
yes.
Life is better with a coffee.
Like, exactly. Is that a song?
It could be.
Frank
Look, sorry.
Sinatra.
I just
Yes.
a moment
Yes.
for.
Oh, here we go. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hey, this is a little one.
Hola.
Hola, di hola.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
kitty.
Yes.
this is the muse for all the things that I'm doing lately.
It's amazing. How old is she? How old is she?
She's 15 months now.
15 months. Wow.
Yeah, time
Yeah.
flies.
I have twin 3-year-olds. So there you go.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a magical experience. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Should we ask
It is.
the question everybody wants to know?
Sure, you get to ask this time.
Oh, I'll ask. Okay.
Yep.
So
Okay.
this show, we've asked the same question every artist. It's basically there's 2 decades of music that we discuss. If you were to pick one between the 80s and the 90s, which 2 would you pick? Or which one would you pick?
No,
Which one would
you have to pick one decade. Either
One
80s or
decade.
90s. Yeah.
80s or 90s?
I'm more from the 90s. Yeah, 90s.
90s,
I would
yeah.
say 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. But I love everything. Like and now thanks to so many retro vibes that are coming out there. Like I think I'm feeling the 80s more and more. Yeah, I like it. But yeah, for me the 90s marked the transition moment.
Yep.
Nice. Very good.
Well, we did have Enrique in the 90s, and what's his name there?
Who?
Enrique Iglesias.
Was
Enrique
90s?
Iglesias?
He was
I thought
90s.
2000s.
Yeah.
He was 90s, 2000s.
90s.
What's
yeah.
it, and what was
Shakira.
Shakira?
Shakira too.
Who else?
Shakira.
Oh, Jennifer Lopez, of course.
Yeah, J-Lo. Yeah.
J-Lo. Oh, no, Mark
J-Lo.
Anthony was the other one I was thinking of too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Who married
definitely.
J-Lo?
Yeah, all this.
Or didn't
Yeah.
marry
Oh,
him?
yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, they were all like 90s / into the 2000s.
It's true. Yeah. Although Michael Jackson, I mean, Michael Jackson was big in Venezuela, as big as anybody
Oh,
else.
definitely.
So, I mean,
He sang in Venezuela once with the Jackson 5.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he did it. Yeah.
there you go.
I'm sure-
We'll
sure
remember
they-
that forever.
Yeah, they probably toured the whole world, those guys.
Michael was pretty big everywhere.
He had a solid career.
Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah,
Sold a few albums, 10 million, a million a week. Like, it was like crazy.
Yeah.
People had to go
Yeah.
buy his album, like go to the store.
Yes.
Right?
And not just, stream it.
Stream it. Yeah.
That was another industry, right? Like
Yeah.
it's interesting because they created this thing about waiting and craving, and
Mhm.
these things have disappeared nowadays.
Sadly,
so,
sadly true.
well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. It might make a
Well,
comeback.
vinyl's making a comeback, but you're right on that point because it's not. I remember waiting, like hearing, okay, so and so's got an album coming out, and you're just like, okay, when's the release date? Okay, I got to run down to Discus or whatever place I used to go.
Music World was
Well,
mine.
Discus, Music World, Sam the Record Man, and run down there and be one of the first people in line to get the album, and you're just like,
It was cool. It was cool. Yeah.
And more cassettes than albums.
I like cassettes, but it was cool because you'd go to the music shop, you'd speak to the person at the music shop, they'd tell you when it's coming out, and then you had to go back and then get in time, or else you'd have to wait for the next pressing. Yeah,
That was amazing.
Yep.
Jose's music is streaming everywhere, and his story is just beginning.
Yes, sir.
Follow him on Instagram at Jace Carillo Music and visit jacecarillo.com for upcoming shows and releases. Jace, thank you, man. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, thank you so much. And enjoying the little things and taking one day at a time, but coming with music that can be good for the soul and for for just to feel the vibe and enjoy.
Love it, man. Love it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me, guys, and well, until next time.
Yes, sir. We'll get you on again down
for
the
sure.
line.
We'll talk.
We'll follow
for sure.
you, obviously.
How are we looking for? It's almost 99. I can't see that.
Dog and Gus, Dog and Gus, Dog and Gus.